blessed. One of the biggest drug dealers in Brazil's northeast arrested in a packed Maracanã. More than 50,000 fans arriving to enjoy a night of soccer. But one of those fans wasn't exactly a fan. He was a fugitive criminal wanted by the police for over a year. He thought he was safe, that he was fine at Maracanã. Spoiler, he wasn't. But before explaining how this criminal was found in the middle of that crowd, let's go back a step and understand who this guy is. Because you won't believe what he used to do on social media. Look at this chain, solid gold, valued at tens of thousands of reais. And check out the pendants, 2 4-leaf clovers, a symbol of luck, right? But it didn't bring him much luck. This is the lifestyle he showed off to the world while he was being wanted by the police. Parties, drinks, a life of celebration. Everything documented and posted. Posted by himself on social media, without the slightest sign of fear or concern. But the most absurd thing is what you're about to see now. A live stream on Instagram, done by him inside the gang's armory. With dozens of rifles on display without the slightest shame. This isn't carelessness, this isn't naivety. This is the portrait of someone who genuinely believes they'll never get caught. And this picture here, look, it ties it all together. Even as a fugitive criminal with an outstanding arrest warrant, he took a picture of himself in the Roxinha favela. The Flamengo tattoo on his back leaves no doubt about who he was. He took the picture, he posted it, he exposed his location to the world, certain that he would never be caught. Ranked second in the gang's hierarchy in Rio Grande do Norte, the criminal played a key role in its scheme. He connected communities here in Rio de Janeiro, like Rocinha and Complexo do Alemão, to the northeastern state, making it possible to transport weapons and drugs. A year on the run, a life of luxury, and the certainty that he would never be caught. He was wrong. The truth is, the civil police never stopped monitoring this guy. Since he fled from Rio Grande do Norte in May 2025 and took refuge here in Rio de Janeiro, the police kept cross-checking information, mapping connections, and tracking every move. And when the confirmation came that he was at Maracanã, Draco, the Organized Crime Repression Division, took action. But there's a detail here that's worth highlighting. The agents who went to the stadium didn't arrive wearing vests or badges. They went disguised as fans. One of them was even wearing a Flamengo jersey completely camouflaged among 60,000 people. The approach was surgical, without any commotion or fuss. The criminal was handcuffed, taken to the police van, and from there to the police station. While the Flamengo match was starting at Maracanã, this criminal was being formally arrested. A victory for the police. The sentence for aggravated drug trafficking and being part of a criminal organization can reach more than 20 years. That gold chain with the 4-leaf clover, remember? Yeah, it didn't help. And you know what's even more curious? This isn't the first time Maracanã has ended up being the setting for something like this. In 2022, it was during a Fluminense game in the Copa do Brasil. A drug dealer from Baixada Fluminense here in Rio de Janeiro was also arrested by undercover police officers. And it's not something that happens only here in Rio de Janeiro either. And you know what's even more curious? This isn't the first case. Criminals have been caught at Maracanã before, more than once. In 2022, drug dealer Foca was arrested while watching Fluminense in the Copa do Brasil. This doesn't happen only in Rio de Janeiro. In São Paulo, the Muralha program installed facial recognition cameras in the biggest stadiums in the state. Since its implementation, more than 2 million fans have been monitored and more than 270 have been arrested. An average of 2.7 arrests per game. There's an ironic logic to all of this. These criminals live in hiding. But soccer is hard to give up. And it's when they let their guard down that the police are waiting. Soccer ends up being the perfect trap, so that's it. A man who spent years feeling untouchable. Posting rifles on the internet, showing off a gold chain, taking pictures in the favela with an outstanding arrest warrant. And in the end, it was his passion for his team that got him thrown in the police van. And you, do you think this criminal would have been caught if he had never gone to Maracanã? Leave a comment and share this video with your friends.